can't get no rest. No, no, I've been down so long that my mind can't get no rest. No, no, this ain't easy, darling, 'cause the devil's on my trail. I've been running so long that my feet...
I am in the absolute thick of it. I came in here this morning, stood in here for about 45 minutes, literally just stood in here looking around like, where do I even start? What do I even do in here today? It feels like I've been absent for a few weeks, and I kind of have, because last week I was away on a cruise for an entire week. So I was not here at all. The 2 weeks before that, I was really sick. So I came in a few times to pack some orders, and the rest of the time I was on time away. And now that I've come back in here, it's like I just stand here and look around and think, where do I start? There's mountains of photography to do. I don't have to do any shipping today, being Saturday, and it's a long weekend. So I actually don't have to do any shipping till Tuesday. And I've got the whole weekend out here at Goulburn, so I can spend it stuck here in the warehouse while it's beautiful and sunny and a long weekend. I'll probably be stuck in here all weekend. But honestly, I haven't been here for a few weeks, so when you're a business owner, like sometimes it's time to like take things slow, and sometimes it's time to step it up and hustle. And I feel like I'm at that stage where I need to step it up and hustle for a couple of weeks. So I suspect I'll be in here all weekend. If I don't have to do any shipping for a few days, what is the priority? There's so much to photograph, and this is probably one of the biggest dilemmas of my entire business, I would say. It's what to focus on, because what happens is the warehouse gets out of control. It's out of control just because there's a lot of stock that's constantly incoming. And I'll talk to you a bit more about that, because I know people will be saying, stop buying stock. So let me talk to you about that in a second. The stock keeps coming in, the stock keeps piling up, and when you don't have things set up correctly for large hauls that keep incoming, then what happens is, what I've got the problem at the moment is they're just coming in and you're piling them around thinking, okay, I don't have the right location to put these. Let's put them here, let's put them there, let's stack them on the floor. And next minute, it's everywhere, like it is now for me. And so there's that one part of me that wants to focus on just photographing and listing, because that's what brings the money in. But there's that second part of me that can let the mess go to a certain point, and then I can't cope. I can't work productively. I get in here, I can't think straight. There's no bench space to put anything. Packing the orders takes twice as long because there's stuff all surrounding me on the benches that should have the books that are getting picked and packed. Meanwhile, those benches are now covered in like stock that I'm sorting. So there's finding that fine line balance. And so I came in here today, and originally when I drove in here, I thought, nah, I'm going to photograph today, and I'm going to get a whole lot photographed, because I haven't done any listing for, I did a little bit of listing in the first week I was sick, and then I ran out of stuff. So for at least 2 weeks, I've not put one brand new listing into my store. So obviously I'm aware that I need fresh listings going into the store to spike the sales back up again. So that's a priority for me. But I was sitting there in my head thinking, Mel, you came in here like 2 days ago and took some photos. They're still sitting on your hard drive. You haven't photographed them. You haven't listed them. So you've got enough there to do a listing session. Come in here and start sorting these piles. So that's what I've done. Let me put these away. So what I've just gone up and done, when I came in here and sat here for 40 minutes, honestly, just looking around thinking, what do I do? Where do I start? And it was almost like like I went into like a freeze mode. I was going to say froze. It's like I got in here and just froze. Like, what do I do? What do I do? So I decided, no, I'm going to work this aisle. And I've worked out a plan of what I'm going to do. And I just went up to the hardware shop and bought another 6 shelves. Now, 3 of them are going to go along here, and I'm going to make this into like a little nook with these 3 shelves that are going to line up on either side. And I might even be able to put a shelf here on the back wall as well. I didn't think about that. But anyway, I bought 6 shelves, so I've got enough to do that if I want to put one there. I'm going to build this little nook here, and I'm going to make this a nook for the unlisted fiction books that are waiting for me to bundle. Because over there in the corner, all the shelves over there have got fiction books, and there's 5 shelves over there. So I know with 6 here, I can fill these 6 up with fiction books waiting to bundle, waiting to sort into lots so that I can photograph them and get them listed. So that will become this nook. And then over there, which let me show you, over there in the most chaotic section of them all, behind these piles here are actually benches. If you remember, it's been a while since I showed you the benches. I can't use those benches to do anything on. And these are all cookbooks that need to be sorted into subgenres. Well, nearly all of them are cookbooks, I think. These need to be sorted into subgenres. So I think what I'd like to do is make this whole area with these shelves into a working area for all the non-fiction books. And over here, this will become the fiction nook. So what I'm doing at the moment is I just got to clear out enough space here so that I can put the 3 new shelves up. So one of the biggest problems that I've got at the moment is just the constant double moving of inventory. It's such a waste of time to be handling the same items multiple times. You really want to handle items once. So what I want to do is when I get a haul and I bring it from my car, if I've got a haul of cookbooks, I want to be able to bring that haul in and put them straight away on the shelves. Okay, all the Italian ones here, all the Asian ones here, all the weight loss ones here, all the celebrity chefs. I want to be able to put them straight away onto the shelf where they go. So then when I can see a lot gathering of that type, that I can go and create bundles of those cookbooks. Any of the books that I want to list individually gets taken straight away over to the photo pile. So all the books that are scattered around, the majority of them are books that are waiting to bundle. So they need to be placed in their subgenre. Otherwise, I just end up with these stacks and I don't know what I've got because everything's just mixed in it. So how am I supposed to find a bundle of Indian cooking books if they're all distributed around everywhere? No, I need to be able to set it all up so all the subgenres are together, and then when I bring a haul in, it goes into that subgenre area, and then I can create bundles very quickly and very easily from those areas. As they start to get too full, okay, let's make a bundle with these things. That's my plan. Plus, I need, it's not just cookbooks. I've got other non-fiction books that gather up, so I want to be able to have a non-fiction section. But the problem is I keep double moving everything, and I know I do, and I know it's a terrible, terrible business dilemma to do. It's a waste of time. So if you can set things up properly so that you never have to double move anything, you're going to make life so much easier for yourself. Because double moving everything is just, sometimes you triple move everything, and it's just an absolute waste of time. And I know that it's happening to me, and I know that it's a bottleneck in my business that I need to change, which is why this is quite a priority to me to getting this done, because otherwise the inventory is just going to keep coming in and it's just the piles are just going to keep getting bigger. When I moved into this warehouse, the book deals that I've got going on now, I didn't have when I moved into this warehouse. So this is where it gets hard, because it's one thing to set your warehouse up for how your business is running at that time. But over the last year, my business has developed and I'm sourcing differently now, which is where I want to come back to about the stop buying. I'm sourcing differently now, which is when I set this warehouse up when I moved in, I wasn't sourcing in this manner. So I didn't have this problem. And then this new way of sourcing comes in for me and new problem gets created. And now it's not till it's to this point where it's such a bottleneck because I didn't get onto it soon enough. So that's the issue. I am now sourcing in a way where inventory comes to me. So I'm not necessarily going out to the thrift shops anymore and just going and buying and buying. If I go to the thrift shops to buy, it's more for fun. Tom and I will go out there on a weekend and we'll do it as like an activity to go and do. We're not going out to the thrift shop because we need stock. It's an activity because it's something that we both like to do. And I do like to do it when it's on occasion like that and it's fun. If I had to go out every single week and source in thrift shops for 15, 20 hours a week, I would hate that now. And also, I don't have time for that now. The way that my life has developed, I don't have time to do 15 or 20 hours worth of sourcing every week. So the stock coming to me has so many pros, but it also has cons because it comes in large loads. It's come in hard and fast in the last 6 months. So it's like changed the way that my setup needs to be in this warehouse and I hadn't been prepared for it. It's much cheaper for me. I get a lot of inventory for free as well. So, the stock coming in, I'm spending a lot less money these days on inventory, even though I've got 10 times more inventory. But also the inventory coming in is like what I'm doing now. It's inventory that requires me to bundle. So it's not like if I go to a book fair, I cherry pick the best of the best books that I can put in my store for $50 a book. This stuff that's coming in now in volume, in wholesale, in bulk, that is not always, you might pull the occasional book out of there that's really high book, but it's not the majority. The majority is books that I need to set aside and bundle, which is why now I have to change things up because this is basically my new way of sourcing and this doesn't look like it's going to stop. If something happened and suppliers changed and suppliers deals kind of dried up or things change, like you have to be prepared to pivot. And I pivoted some months ago with starting to source differently. And now I've got to pivot in the way that my warehouse is set up or it's just going to drive me into the loony bin, which I probably should have already gone to a long time ago. I cleaned this corner about a month ago in a video and look at it. Well, it's not too bad, the table area. That's where I cleaned the other week. Well, I didn't really clean, did I? I kind of moved, and that's the problem. Okay, we've got a bundle of stamp magazines here. Just put them straight to photograph. Right. Oh, there's nowhere to even move it to. Oh. I might have to bring one of the shelves in and then I can move some down the front maybe. Or I can just put it here, I guess. Okay, well, one thing I want to do first is just sweep. Where are the first shelves going to be? But I feel like if I get these shelves away, because they're in my way, I've built 3 of the shelves. Don't drop it. Now, putting shelves here like this, I always want to leave enough room here for two cages because these 2 cages are good if Tom brings inventory in hauls for me. Now, my other shelves are about 36 inches apart, so that's about right. So, no, I won't put another shelf on this wall because that'll just block half of it. So, Don't know what I was thinking there for a second. Okay, I think a lot of this is music books. Music books. Now this book here I've actually saved for my nephew because he loves history. So, and my other nephew loves drawing. So my nephews are about, I'm going to get their ages wrong. They're probably around between the ages of 6 to 12. There's 3 of them. I'm sure they will like Auntie Lissy bringing them some books. History of everyday life. Yeah, see, I thought he'd like these ones. The boys have just been over to Spain, so they're quite the little travellers. Now, this needs to go in a bundle. I remember that. I think some of these books are still in the cage, so let's keep those together. I don't know what's in this box. Okay, we've got a little bundle here. This is a well-loved cookbook. Somebody's covered it with their own cover. Looks like it's Marguerite Patton's Everyday Cookbook. I'm not sure there's a measuring guide in here. I'm not sure there's anything special about that cookbook except maybe somebody just really loved it and so they've covered it. Might have been a favourite. This box, besides from these few things, is all full of Agatha Christie. And this is all full of Agatha Christie. So I've got a lot. The stuff that I'm putting over here has got to get photographed. It's all stuff waiting to photograph. So there's a lot of, I could do a whole shelf of Agatha Christie. Or I could just sort it and bundle it. These cages that I've got here, these will also be easier to sort once this is all done. These ones were all like the Weight Watchers, I think, and then there's more Weight Watchers in this pile. So I know that these 2 piles match up with the books on those shelves. Those shelves were just full. And these are interesting. I've got like a whole tub of these Zodiac folders. You, Your Stars, and the Mystic Arts. So they're all magazines, vintage magazines. But there's got to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's probably a dozen of these folders. So they're not very heavy, but I'll probably sell them, I don't know, sell them in lot. No, these are from 1986. I don't know, I'll probably list these in like lots of 2. So if there's 12 of them, I might do 6. They'd be easier to post in lots of 2 or 3. But anyway, I might move this one around because this is quite bulky. I might move these around near the photo station and get these done in the next couple days. And then I can get rid of that big box. This small romance fiction I've been pulling out of the cages, and I don't think I've finished with it in the cages. That's my dilemma. Like, there is quite a few of this girl here, Meg Hutchinson. I might keep her separate. And there's a lot of this girl here, Judith Saxton. I just don't know if there's any more of it to come. And if there is, Judith Saxton, I would rather bundle it as a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 and 8. Wonder if we got 6 floating around. Okay, I've just pulled out 6 fiction books by the same author, Fiona McIntosh. So 6 is enough for me to want to put into a bundle. If I see any more Fiona McIntoshes I'm pulling off the shelves, I'll see if they're different than any of these. And if they are, I could probably increase this up to an 8-book bundle. But I'm happy with 6, and I'm going to pull that out now and put it straight over on the photo table. Now these are... Whoops. These are all women's fiction. There's another Fiona McIntosh. Okay, so what I'm doing, and that's Fiona McIntosh, but I already had that one. Now what I'm doing is, these are women's fiction. And where's Fiona McIntosh? There. And some of these authors I know I've got multiples of. I'd love to be able to set it all up here in specific authors, but I don't have time for that. But I will, just in case there's anything I see. Christy Manning, none there. Christy Manning, I'm sure I had a few of her, so let's just, where did I just put Christy Manning? Didn't I put her somewhere? Oh, there. The Girl, The Paris Mystery. Sometimes you just see authors. This is Christy Manning. See, I knew I saw her. I mean, if I can pull some out and make a bundle instantly, then that's perfect. Now, this lady, I've got a bunch of her up there. I'm going to put her separate. So I'm just browsing over these now with my eyes. I mean, there's still more over there. Fiona McIntosh. It's quite, I feel like I've seen Patricia Shaw a little bit. One. Oh, Mel, stop creating bundles. The idea is that once I have like some shelves full of the one type, then that's when it's like, okay, you've got a whole shelf here of this. Can you make a bundle? Either by author or by a sorted author. Now, keep that separate. Another Christy Manning. The French Gift. Did I have the French Gift? I did. See, it's in a different spine. The main thing is that you know where they are. So if you bring in a haul, you go, right, women's fiction, here. This type of fiction, here. You know, Dick Francis, here. Agatha Christie, here. Judy Nunn, down here. So this one, Lyanne, I want her down here in front of Judy Nunn, I think. My arm's getting okay at reaching. It's not good at going backwards. If I reach behind or reach out to the side, that is not good. Going up, I can feel it, but it's better. It's almost like a good stretch for it. Oh, Judy Nunn, there's a lot of these ones. We don't need any more of those. So Christy Manning, I've really only got like 4, which is not enough for me to want to make a bundle. See, when I first moved into these warehouses, I couldn't put this run of shelves because I had a whole stack of the cages up against the wall. And I always knew that those cages would be temporary with that amount. Now, my other shelves are all cable tied together. And I could cable tie these, but so what I'm trying to do is trying to grab all that women's fiction so I can keep it together on that side. And then I've got a whole lot of crime thriller type fiction, so I want to keep that separate as well. And yeah, so right now I'm just, all this has got to go because I want to make this all the non-fiction area. And then as I start to move this over and get rid of this, then I can start filling some of these shelves up with those non-fiction like I've already got them stacked into category over there. So I'm just going to move them over here and then I can move the crime thriller over there. It's a lot of moving, isn't it, guys? Don't judge. It is what it is. And yeah, this is how I thought when I moved in here. This is how I thought it would work out. And I always thought fiction tended to gather more for me than non-fiction. But the way that my inventory's coming in now, I've just got so much non-fiction. And obviously, oh, you just scared me. Oh my goodness. Did you just ask how it's going?
Yes.
Does it ever go great for me?
Well, look, I feel like you've brought this on yourself.
I have brought it on myself. No, actually the way that our source has brought it on.
I just don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I just don't know.
You don't like it?
No, of course I don't like it. Doesn't meet my metric.
What don't you like?
It's squishy. And
It's
too
the
tight.
same width as the aisles.
I know. For me, that is too squishy. I'll turn around and knock a shelf over.
Well, don't be so big then.
Young lady, I've got to drop Shaz home at 3. Did you want to come with?
And get coffee?
Yes.
Yes,
So
I do.
I'll come past at 3, so it's in half hour. So you'll have this done in half an hour, right? Right?
No, I won't.
I hate to point it out, but the books are facing the wrong way.
No, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a backing on this side.
Or you could just put another shelf and have them back to back.
No, I think I need to leave room in there always for 2 cages, just in case.
Yep.
That would be smart. I think if I didn't do that, I'd regret it.
So what sort of backing? Core flute or
Yeah,
wood?
I think if I put some core flute and stick it on the back, it also protects it from the sun because this aisle here gets the most sun. So if I put the core flute on this, those other aisles don't really get the sun hitting them. This aisle does. So
You could do, instead of doing core flute, you could use, that black plastic, the rolls of black plastic.
anything, but
could
all
get that.
plastic is a bit thinner for the books to push on. The core flute is what I use on the packing bench, and it's a bit firmer. And
Yeah, I'm just thinking cost-wise.
I don't think the core flute's that expensive, but I think the books, I don't want, if it's plastic, it's better if it's firmer, I think.
Okay. No, that sounds good. I think it's a really good idea you've put these in. About time you got some additional shelves, and very good. But I think what'll help you a lot, right, is if you put more shelves up and then move stuff to those shelves, right? But if you leave these cages in situ, then you empty these, that gives you a massive open space where you could set up a couple of tables
Yeah.
to help sort. Because you need bench space.
I need bench space, but I also need, in case they come in these cages, occasionally I want to have them, and I don't like them too close there because if it rains, then it comes in a little bit there right at the door.
Yeah. I think that's good. And that space, if you wanted to, you can open the door and reverse your car right in.
Yeah, so if this will be yeah, anyway.
Good job. High five.
Coffee in 30.
Go 10.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, how are you?
Coffee in 30. Okay, so up here, I've got much of a much. I think I've got a mixture of Japanese cooking, French cooking, cocktails and drinks. Cocktail drinks, I mean. And then, what have I got? French, Japanese sushi, cocktails, and juices. So it's a bit of a random mix, but some of the piles got full and then I started moving them. So we've got French, cocktails, French, cocktails. All right. Now let's move the cocktails to start with over on one of the shelves that I just cleared. Right, now, as well as cocktails, there's also quite a few books on wine. And I don't normally have a huge success rate with books about wine. Like this book here. It's in like brand new condition almost. There's 2 of them. So I need to comp them. So when I do the wine bundles, what am I knocking over here now? When I do bundles of cocktail books, then I'll comp those ones. This one is like Janice's Robinson's wine course. I don't know. I don't know if the wine ones will be any good. They might end up getting redonated, but I'm just going to keep it all there for now. And then once I've got it all sorted, I can go through and go, right, let's go do the wine books today, and I can put them all out on the bench and cull them, sort them, bundle them, list them. I don't know, but I don't know those books off the top of my eyes just to go, yes, I'm going to list that. And I don't want to just photograph and lift stuff at the moment that I'm not really sure or think that's going to sell. I don't want stuff that's just going to sit on the shelf because it's not desirable. And I need a drink. Oh, I'm heavy. Who knew there were so many books about making cocktails? I tell you what, the people on the cruises love to drink the cocktails. I'm not really a cocktail kind of girl. I don't really like them that much. They're too sickly sweet for me. I think that's the problem. I'm more of a beer girl. It's like a nice cold beer after a long hot day. I wonder if there's any more over there. Would have been good if I could keep that to one stack, but who knows. 2,500 cocktails. That's a lot. Japanese cooking doesn't seem to be a huge niche, but Japanese next to cocktails? Now, why aren't these listed? These are worth a lot of money. Right. Let's put them there. Get those listed. I found some more Japanese cooking books. Okay, these are French cookbooks. Now, there's a lot of Indian. Whoa. We're going? Okay. Okay. Ugh. So I've just moved all the Indian cookbooks that I had made up into a pile, and I've put them on that entire shelf. I'll be able to make some bundles definitely from that soon. I'm not sure I've actually even ever sold Indian cookbooks in a bundle, so I'm not even sure how that's going to go. I've put the juices and the smoothie ones here because I just need something that's going to be smallish because I've got the scales next to it. And I don't think that this is a huge sub-niche doing juices and smoothies. And, oh my goodness, this is such a mess. I can actually put another shelf here as well. So I'm not sure why I never put another one there when I moved in. And I mean, this is just a nightmare, but I'm going to move some of this crime and thriller over to the two shelves now. Let's just have a look where we're at. I've got these two shelves here that I've created. So if I start moving those two crime and thrillers, this is a big one here. This is all Italian and pasta. And I think that's also Italian and pasta. That's chocolate. I think that pile is chocolate. And the women's stuff is looking pretty good. It's all just mixed authors. I've tried to keep, like, I've got a whole lot of Nora Roberts here, a whole lot of Stephanie Loren. I've got Danielle Steele here. Trying to keep those ones separate. And down the bottom here, I put a whole lot of vintage books that need, I don't know what they need. They need to, oh, look at this. Oh my goodness, guys. I think I'll make this the thumbnail with me standing in the middle of it crying. Because that's how I feel. I feel like crying some days when I look at this. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Tom and I went and got coffee, but I'll probably be awake all night now. So I think I'll put the Italian one on this shelf. This is crime and thriller. This is not crime and thriller. This is a little bit of erotic romance, erotic fiction. Lucky my left arm is strong because my right is not. Who knew there were so many Italian cookbooks? Okay, this is going to be a bit of a priority as I start trying to make up some bundles from this. Like these ones that have got like a lot, these will be the priorities. So like the Indian one, the Italian one. Oh, we fitted it. That is all we've got there. Now, I saw some here. What have I got? This is more women's fiction sitting here. I'm trying to think over here, because if I've got Indian there, Italian here, I think I might make this shelf here Asian. Indian, Italian, Asian. Keep the international cuisines together. Now, Philippa Gregory, I saw her here. Songbooks, okay. I have a feeling that I'm going to have too many Asian cuisine ones. But anyway, if I get them over here, then I can do some bundling. I tell you, it's so much easier to only deal in individual books, because then you just weed out all the ones that aren't worth selling individually. But I'm trying to do less listings that are worth a higher dollar rather than doing volume model of all the low end stuff. I'd rather do less is more, if that makes sense. So, I mean, if you're going to go down the bundle route like this, you need, in fact, you probably need more space for bundling than you do for listed items, if that's the path that you want to go on, the bundling route. And I've kind of fallen into the bundling route, and I don't know, I think it's the best route for me at the moment, but I don't know. I don't know. Right, now this is going to be very awkward, but I'm going to put this bookshelf over there. I'm trying to do this in a way that won't hurt my shoulder, and I'm not going to succeed. Oh. I did it. Oh. This shelf looks really strange here to me. It's really strange. I want to get this off the floor. This is actually a stack of Christmas cookbooks, which I would like to do soon, because now's the time to be getting any Christmas things up. People are buying Christmas. Well, they buy it all year round, but we want Christmas. So once I've made some room at the photo station, I think the Christmas will be my priority. Now, this is one of the hardest parts. When you're in a squat and you have to get up and you're holding 10 kilos of books. Oh, my legs are weak. They're like jelly at the moment. Operation Fix the Warehouse, Operation Sort Your Shit Out, Operation Death Pile Demolition. What do we want to call this, guys? Operation Don't. So, we've started on the women's side, started on the crime and thriller. These ones have to go still. And over here, this is looking much better. So I added in the extra shelf here, obviously, and started to get those books piled. Oh, this will be fantastic when it's done. I just know. I'll be so thankful I did it. But it's just, there's just so much stuff. And then I've got to work through all these piles. But at least when I'm going through these piles, if I've got designated areas for everything, then it's just like going, okay, the curry book, move it to the curry area, wherever that's going to be. I don't know. So, yeah, obviously not all sub-niches. Like I can see here, Malaysian food. Like there's a Greek food. Obviously I don't have enough to do whole big stacks of Malaysian food and Greek food. So I've just got to get the larger sub-niches onto the shelves, and then I'll work out a plan of how to do the smaller sub-niches. I could also run some shelves along the back wall. It's such a big job. It's 5 p.m. So I've been in here for a long time doing this, and I've had enough for today. Tom and I are going to go home and watch a movie and chill out. Does it look like I made a dent? I don't know. It still looks like a mess. But I can see what I've done, and I can see how it will look once it's done. The biggest issue I've got is just having shelves that have got too much of one subgenre. And if that happens, that's where I've got to go, okay, Mel, you need to do some bundles to reduce some of this. You can't have 2 shelves of Asian cookbooks. Pull them out on a table, make a few bundles, reduce that shelf, keep it at 1 shelf max. And there's only some subgenres, and they're going to be the ones that are coming in a lot, like the Asian, like the Indian. Like if I'm getting a lot of those in all the time, that's fine. I'll create an entire shelf for those. The ones that are coming in maybe less popular, like some of these, I haven't even done bundles on them before, like kids cooking and stuff. I'm not even sure how that will go. I need to experiment with some bundles and then work out. If these bundles are just subgenres that don't sell well in bundles, then I will know going forward that they're books to move on to Facebook or to the thrift shop again, or somewhere else out of here. But at the moment, I'm really reluctant to get rid of some of this stuff because I haven't tried it. I have sold cookbook bundles in the past, but I haven't done I don't think I've done a huge amount of it. I've done some, but I wouldn't say to the quantity that I need to do with what's coming in here now. And it's like there's not just cookbooks, there's other stuff that's buried in here that's non-fiction as well. But cookbooks are I just get a lot of them. They just keep coming. And they just keep coming and they just keep coming. And it is what it is. And it's just, if you've got a bottleneck in your business, start looking at what you need to do to fix that bottleneck, because like small bottlenecks become large bottlenecks, and large bottlenecks become the bane of your existence. So if you've got a bottleneck in your business, I don't care if it's a small one, and I would say everybody's got a bottleneck in their business. There is something in everybody's business that is causing them an issue. If that is you, start working on it. Use me as your motivation. That's what I like about this channel. You guys use me as your motivation. So you might not have a death pile like me to clean up, but you might have another bottleneck. Fix it. Fix it now while I'm doing my bottleneck. And we can do it together, and then we can high-five each other through the screen. And look, I'm going to fix this up. In another month, it'll be fantastic in here, and I'll be coming in here and skipping like I'm somewhere over the rainbow. Guys, I'm going loopy now. Bye.